lot of noise on social media. Myself, I contribute to noise, but especially hearing it from you and your perspective, being a business owner downtown, an entrepreneur who's staked everything on creating your own opportunities. Because maybe before we get into it, I just think as a black entrepreneur, it's hard enough to start any business, but what you three and all your business partners and everything that you've done have taken territory. I think Willie said on the podcast, we're taking back some territory in terms of having our own opportunities downtown and creating it, and by force of your the smarts of your business plan, your everything that you're doing, are creating you're attracting now. Your people are coming alongside and supporting your businesses in a way that hasn't happened racially downtown in a long time.
Yeah, not even just downtown. I think with everything that we've been able to do, a lot of times, traditionally, African-American businesses are supported only by the African-American community.
Yeah.
When we founded GRUSA, you know, some of our white friends would ask us, you know, is it okay for me to buy it too? I'm looking at them like, you got to be kidding me, you know. But because Grand Rapids is so hyper-segregated, we have these lines drawn where if it's a black-owned business or it's meant to serve the black community, and the black community in Grand Rapids can never afford to operate like that, right? We have to go to Meyer, you know, we have to go to DeVos Place if we want to see the symphony. So we always are in an environment and in a setting that we don't necessarily own. So, you know, we're used to doing that.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, we've had to, you know, kind of train and have such intentional marketing in order to have a crossover audience. And it's unfortunate, but that's the reality that we're living in here in the city.
Well, and I would just extend too, like just the systemic issues. It's harder to get financing. It's harder to get commercial loans. It's harder to the additional hoops, and I don't have any objective proof in front of me, but certainly there's a systemic issue too, that credit seems to be tighter for particular parts of the population than it is for somebody else.
Brian, that's a fact. What you just underscored there is the elephant in the room, right? I can go out tomorrow and get $60,000 for a Range Rover, get financing for that. But if I want $20,000 for my black-owned business, you know, I'll be hard-pressed for getting support. And I think that's the real crime, you know, that goes on every day in our city systemically.
Well, what it does is it keeps people from pursuing whatever dream they have as an entrepreneur. It keeps them in whatever job they have because they're not able to get the initial influx of capital that they need to take the next steps to create their business. And when you do that, there's a lot of ambition and dreams and things that are they're out of circulation. They're not participating in the economy.
And that's the very foundation of the success that we've had here in Grand Rapids. If you look at big families, you know, who have been able to, you know, kind of build these business empires, man, that I'm very proud of, because I am proud of my city. You know, I'm very critical of it because it's my job to hold it accountable and until the opportunities are there for everybody, whether you're from Granville Avenue or you're from Franklin and Eastern. I'm going to be an advocate and point out where we're flawed. But I'm also very appreciative of what big business has been able to do out of my city in particular, because it's locally owned and it's locally invested. So when I look at a Meyer and I see what they've invested in West Michigan, in downtown Grand Rapids, or I look at a Pete Secchia and, you know, what he's been able to contribute to having Michigan State be, you know, one of those, you know, those key points, you know, on Medical Mile, I'm very impressed. At the same time, you know, we have these systems that exclude people of color, and we've got to address that in order to be the city we aspire to be.
This Full Exposure podcast episode has been made possible through the support of Metro Health, University of Michigan Health, and Dr. Peter Hahn, who believe that creativity and the arts are essential to a rich, healthy, and fulfilling life.